Do you knock people who work 9-to-5 jobs?
Absolutely not. No. Do I think everybody should have another stream of income? Absolutely. Do I think everybody should be an entrepreneur? No, it's not for everybody.
It's definitely not.
No.
It's definitely not. So she's watching right now, 9-to-5. What are some good ideas for a side business for a woman?
Okay, so the biggest thing I like to say is, like, you don't have a money problem, you have a mindset problem. A lot of times another thing we were raised to believe is you gotta go to school, get the good grades, get the degree, get the good job, get the benefits, yada, yada, yada. So a lot of us are operating with that mindset. So we're thinking that if we don't have a degree in this thing, we can't do this thing. We're thinking that if we don't have years and years of experience of doing this thing, we're not qualified to do it. And so a lot of times we just have to change our mindset around how we can get money. You don't have to go get another degree like I did. Put yourself in debt for a couple $100s of a raise. You know, you don't have to go and get a second job.
Pause right there. Okay. I love what you just said, Corral. She said, go put yourself in debt just to get a couple $100.
Don't do it. Learn from, listen.
Okay, go back to what you're saying. I just want to repeat that again.
Please don't do that. But you don't have to do those things that we think we have to do in order to make money. We live in like the gig economy right now. Nice. So, I mean, you can be out here delivering groceries and making a couple extra $100 per week doing something simple. Now, I would do that before I did Uber. I don't really want to talk to a lot of people, but you can do the same thing and grocery shop, make some money. Absolutely. But digital products is where I kind of like to live because it takes no investment. You're using the information you already have in your head, you're turning it into income. Yeah. So you can create an ebook, you can create a course, you can create a cheat sheet, a checklist. I mean, any digital product under the sun, all of us have something that we can teach, and you don't have to have a degree to be able to do that. And I mean, random things. I literally paid somebody less than 30 days ago to teach me how to sleep train my child. She don't have a degree in sleep training. She's not certified. She's just someone who has mastered a skill. I'm someone who needed this skill that she has, and I willingly, gladly, eagerly paid her to teach me how to get my baby to go to sleep. Very random thing, but this is something she realized she was gifted in, and she figured out how to monetize it. So it doesn't have to be that deep.
You paid someone
a pretty penny too.
A nice
and it was worth it. It was worth every dollar.
Without saying a dollar amount, was a comma in it?
It wasn't a comma now. Okay. Now I would have got that baby to sleep on my own. It wasn't a comma. It wasn't no comma.
But it was a good amount of money.
It was a good amount of money.
To teach, for her to teach you with the gift and the talent that she has mastered, that God put on the inside of her.
Yep.
To teach you how to help your baby go to sleep.
Yep. Now, this is a first-time mother. I'm a first-time mother, okay? Wow. So she didn't say, I don't have 10 kids, I'm not qualified, right? This is someone who literally mastered this skill herself with her own child, practiced it on a couple other people, and then packaged it up and sold it. And it's worth I've told everybody about this lady, like worth every penny. And now she gonna make however much more money off of me just for me referring other people to her.
And watch this. She didn't have to go into debt to start that business.
Not at all.
So it was literally, her information became turnkey.
Yep.
Instantly.
So start there. We all have something. We all have a skill, something that we've mastered. Even if it's dressing. You can get paid to do virtual styling. You can get paid to be a personal shopper. You can literally, y'all, it's a million ways to get it. Like, you can make money if you get out of your head.
So Forbes came out and said that the content creation space is worth like $2.2 billion this year, right? And this is in we're in like August when the show comes out today. But then by the end of 2022, it'll be worth $20 billion. Solely from just examples of what you just said. Like, hey, I'm taking this information that I know and I'm turning it into, and I'm packaging it well. I'm not saying I'm a licensed doctor in this space.
Nope.
I'm just saying, hey, I put in the hours, I've learned, I've practiced, here you go.
Yep.
And that's turning people into leaving a $36,000 or $32,000 job, $45,000 job, and making six figures plus a year from just packaging what God has given them on the inside.
Yep.
And I always tell people, education is important. You want to be a lawyer? I don't need you practicing for 10 hours and then saying you're my lawyer.
Right.
No. Take it behind the school, get all the stuff passed. You a doctor, I don't need you going on YouTube and practicing on a teddy bear, thinking you can do a heart transplant. No, take you behind the school. But if you want to be a hairstylist, you don't have to go to school for that necessarily. You need to put in a lot of hours, sit with someone, and then maybe go get your license for sure, but a license is not 4 years of school.
I wore faux locks for like 2 years straight.
What are faux locks? I'm a
Fake locks.
Oh, fake locks.
You know,
okay.
So the girl who faithfully did my locks
Faux locks.
quit her job. Listen, y'all, real player like, okay? Quit her job to do faux locks in her living room. Easily making $1,000 per day.
What?
In her living room.
Huh?
Doing a skill that she probably did learn off of YouTube.
Huh?
Quit her job.
Huh?
On her own terms. So you don't have a money problem, you have a mindset problem. That's beneath too many people. I'm gonna quit my job and do faux locks. That's beneath me. I'm ashamed to talk. I'm ashamed to say that's what I do.
Let's just say she did that Monday through Friday and she made $1,000 a day. That's $20,000 a month. That's $250-something thousand a year.
Laughing all the way to the bank.
Laughing. You know, I hear people always say like influencers today is not a job. You know, being a YouTuber is not a job. I was watching this video with, was it T-Pain?
Yep.
T-Pain now, who is known in the music industry, selling albums, working with some of the best people. He said he made more money on YouTube and Twitch in this year alone, 2022, which is more he made this, 6-7 months of this year than the last 4 years in music combined. So when I hear people say like influencers and you know, people in the content creation space are using your gifts as a talent and making money off of that, that's not a job. I'm like, yo, you're right, it's not a job. But it's definitely providing and paying bills. And providing a lifestyle that our parents didn't have, couldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like how you go from being a school teacher that most people in the world, which let me say this, I think school teachers is one of the best careers a person can have because you're sowing into the future. So I want to honor our school teachers. My mom is in the education experience and been there for the last 30-something years. So I'm not knocking that. But however, what I am saying is while you're doing that, what else is on the inside of you that can generate more money to where you're doing your education stuff or whatever your career stuff is because you enjoy doing it. But your part-time situation is paying you just as much or maybe even more because that's where your gift and your talents really are.
Yep.
And so like, at the end of this year, I think, let me know if y'all want to see Corel there. Coriel.
You was doing good too.
I was doing so good, Coriel. Okay. Let me know if y'all want to see Coriel there because I'm doing a weekend, right? To where I'm bringing in just 50 people. And I'm going to teach them how to take their gifts and their talents on the inside of them and turn it into a 6-figure business minimum. But I'm going to give them a system. And only one in the C's, I have 6 C's, right? Only one in the C's about currency, all the other 6 is nothing about money. But it's a system that I put into place that generates currency automatically. And so let me know if y'all want to see Corey.
Y'all do. They do.
Because I think we can even go dive deeper into your system and your story of how we could do that because I want to help minorities really start closing that wealth gap. And I want to help, and I think we do that by one, income. Exposing them to different opportunities.
Yes.
Exposing them to, hey, if you have gifts and talents that God put inside of you, how are you stewarding those gifts? That stewardship can be a job that's paying you 6+ figures. That stewardship can be having a job that's paying you $50,000, but using the other side of your gifts and talents to generate money on the side. And then how else we close that gap is another one is home ownership. And I just think we in the Black community have to really be home ownership. When you think about ownership, how important is it do you think, this is a good question. Oh my goodness. This is a good question. Do you think single women should focus on building and owning and doing everything that they want before getting a man?
Now, why are you trying to set me up? See, I knew when you got excited about it that it was going to be a setup. Because this is like a thing going around social media, don't buy a house before you have a husband. It's going to be a turnoff. It's the whole thing. I personally don't think that you have to put your life on pause while you're waiting on a partner. I don't think that. Because I think that the partner for you will be attracted to the fact that you have built something that y'all can now profit from together. Now, I'm not saying that you should expect this husband to move into your house. That is not what I'm saying.
Okay.
But what I am saying is, hopefully, the husband that you are attracting doesn't see that as something negative, that you have invested in yourself, that you believe in ownership. All of the things that I had accumulated and accomplished, getting my credit together, just the conversations I was able to have when I met my husband, that was a turn on for him, to know that he met somebody that was responsible, to know that he met somebody who was thinking about building this empire and not just building my own empire and there was no place for him. I think those are two totally different conversations.
Two totally different. And I agree with you.